Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. It was announced today out of the blue. Auston Matthews signed a 4-year contract extension with the Toronto Maple Leafs. A lot of people assumed this would happen during the year at some point. They were nervous to see it go into the summer because then he'd become a free agent, but you know, it's good news for Maple Leafs fans. I know a lot of controversy is around, is it too high? Is it too short of a term? I know that's something that I thought of as well, but in this video, I want to talk about Auston Matthews' contract. I also want to talk about how this affects William Nylander's situation with the Toronto Maple Leafs going forward. So please stay with me throughout. So Auston Matthews signs a 4-year contract extension with an AAV of $13.25 million. He tweeted out prior to the contract being announced, "I feel fortunate to continue this journey as a Maple Leaf in front of the best fans in hockey. I will do everything I can to help us get to the top of the mountain." This contract makes Auston Matthews the highest paid player in the NHL. When it kicks in, at number 2 would be Nathan MacKinnon with his $12.6 million AAV. Number 3 would be Connor McDavid with $12.5 million AAV. And at number 4, Artemi Panarin at $11.642 million AAV. Auston Matthews currently is 25 years old, so this contract, when it kicks in and ends, will take him around 30 years old. His current cap hit for this upcoming season is $11.64 million, but then in the 24-25 season is when this contract kicks in at $13.25 million AAV, and it expires at the end of the 27-28 season. So looking at this past year with Auston Matthews, he played in 74 games. He had 40 goals, 45 assists, 85 points. So even in a so-called down year where it took him a little bit to get going, he still put up 40 goals and 80-plus points. In the playoffs, he played in 11 games. He had 5 goals, 6 assists, 11 points. And in a 21-22 season, he played in 73 games. This was his breakout year. He scored 60 goals, 46 assists for 106 points. So Maple Leafs fans want to see him get back to that 60-goal year and return to that form. But, you know, this came in at what a lot of fans were expecting. There was the talk of it being in between a 3- and 5-year term and over $13 million. So, and a lot of people were thinking it might be $14 million. So if you're looking at the 20% that a team's allotted for a player in the cap structure, it is a bit less than what that number is. So in a sense, he did take a little bit, but it's still high. You know, with Dubas signing him to his last contract, it was high. He's only going to go up from that. And, you know, seeing what the comparisons would be, he's a top player in the league. He scored 60-plus points. He put up 60-plus goals. He did put up 100-plus points. So, you know, he is a player that should be getting paid top dollar. And with the contracts coming off the books in the coming years and the cap situation getting better for the NHL as a whole, as early as next season, you know, I think they're okay with his contract, but it's going to be difficult to, you know, round out a team as you have Nylander and Marner's contract situations coming up, and they're going to need new deals. So that's when this situation gets a bit dicey, you know, with Kyle Dubas giving them these inflated contracts, all of them. You know, players are only going to demand more and more when their contract expires, especially if they lived up to their contract. And, you know, this is something that is going to be hard for Brad Treliving and company, but, you know, they got Auston Matthews done. This was a contract that a lot of fans were waiting to see what would happen. I know they were sweating because they didn't want to see it going into next season and possibly the end of the season, because then he turns into a free agent and any team could get him. But, you know, the Maple Leafs were able to lock him into another 4 years. I know fans wanted to see him at an 8-year contract. You saw all these contracts being signed earlier in the summer. A lot of superstars from a lot of teams signed these 8-year deals, and you know, it was said, it's not like it's something that was a surprise. Auston Matthews didn't want a long-term deal. He was looking anywhere in the avenue of 3 to 5 years, and he signed a 4. So he gets to be a Toronto Maple Leaf for the next couple of years. So we'll see what happens after that. But hopefully Auston Matthews can return to form and put up another 60-goal year and 100-plus points for you know, Toronto Maple Leafs and Maple Leaf fans. So how does this affect William Nylander going forward? So William Nylander is in Sweden now, and he did an interview with Elliot Friedman, and Elliot Friedman tweeted out that a picture with him as they were doing the interview. It says, "The most relaxed man in hockey. lots of time to sort out his contract. Says there's nowhere he wants to be than Toronto. Doesn't see why everybody is spending so much time discussing it. He also said that I still have one more year, and I know how much I love it there, and it would take a lot for me to want to leave Toronto. So looking at William Nylander, he's 27 years old. His current cap hit is at $6.9 million, which has turned into a steal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Word is that we've seen over the past couple of weeks that he wants $10+ million on his next deal, and from the talk that was going around, the Maple Leafs camp and the William Nylander camp are, from what I heard, $1 to $1.5 million off on what they're, trying to get accomplished on both sides. Looking what he did last year, played in 82 games. He had 40 goals, 47 assists for 87 points. In the playoffs, played 11 games, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. And in 21-22, he played in 81 games, 34 goals, 46 assists for 80 points. So looking at his duration as a Toronto Maple Leaf, he's played, he's put up 3 times 30-plus goals, and 1 time he's been a 40-goal scorer, which is this year. And, looking at what he's done, he should be getting paid more than what he's currently making. I see him making anywhere in the 9s, close to the 10s. He's a good player. He scores 40-plus goals. He's been durable the past 2 seasons of playing almost a full year in 1 year, and then 82 games this past year. So, if he gets to free agency, a lot of teams are going to want a 40-goal scorer, especially a right-shot 40-goal scorer. And, I like the way he plays with Toronto Maple Leafs. He is a bit of a defensive liability at times. I'm not going to say anything about that, but, he is fast. He does have a good shot. He is elusive with the puck, and a lot of teams will like him. So, he is saying all the right things as far as wanting to stay in Toronto. I don't know what happened with all these contracts that Dubas signed, especially with the Matthews and the Marner ones, because they're going to want more on the next contract. So, it's hard to lose a 40-goal scorer like Nylander and just, pick up another one or pick up other players that can compensate for that. So, I'm curious to see what happens. And there's been a bit of trade rumors going around regarding William Nylander, too. The Islander one I don't pay any attention to because, it's Eklund, so I don't know about that one. But there is other people trying to place him with the Anaheim Ducks, and that is a situation that I could see happening. They have a lot of young players, and to insulate another youngish player that can score and help out their top 6, this would be a good situation for him. So William Nylander is going to attract a lot of interest around the league. I know a lot of teams possibly will have cap space going into the next coming seasons, and they can throw that cash around. So we'll see where this lands at Toronto Maple Leafs, but I do think in his heart that he wants to stay at Toronto Maple Leaf. There was talk of him wanting to see what Auston Matthews did on his deal. If he took a bit of a haircut, maybe William Nylander will to stay with the Toronto Maple Leafs and, build something there with keeping the core 4 intact and possibly trying to win a championship. They did a lot of upgrades this past year. I'm curious to see what Bertuzzi and Domi out of everybody look like on this team. Highly looking forward to this upcoming season, especially to see the Toronto Maple Leafs and see where they're at. But I don't know. I just have a feeling Nylander's going to stay and sign an extension with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Could it be a 4-year deal like Auston Matthews did as well? Possibly, but there is rumors of him wanting to sign a long-term deal, so we'll see where this lands with William Nylander, because it's very interesting now as time goes on. Auston Matthews is situated. Now we want to see what happens with Nylander. And then when everything happens with Marner, when his contract expires, that's going to be another whole story. So comment below. What do you think about this? What do you think about the Auston Matthews contract? What do you think about William Nylander's situation going forward? Comment below and let me know. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button if you haven't done so. Subscribe to the Hockey Skate Down. It's free. And join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the night. Have a great day tomorrow. Take it easy. Stay safe.